This Bitcoin was stolen, but watch what happens next. Because what you're about to watch is real, and based on everything you've been told about Bitcoin finality, what I'm about to demonstrate should not be possible. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how that Bitcoin transferred to a thief is recovered and restored to its rightful owner. In real time, the full recovery sequence is shown without edits and visible on-chain. This is not a reversal of Bitcoin's consensus rules. It's a different custody architecture called MYIDverified. The result of 12 years of governance modeling, blockchain engineering, and a security architecture design to finally introduce recoverability without touching Bitcoin's or any other cryptocurrency's consensus rules. Not by rewriting protocol, not by weakening decentralization, but by providing a second optional security and recovery layer that users can activate, giving them recourse when the worst happens, while keeping them in full control. This is similar to how wrapped Bitcoin operates on other chains, but with a critical difference. The MYIDverified layer enables preemptive security controls, structured asset recovery, and permanent account access, while eliminating reliance on seed phrases and the inherent risks that come along with storing them. I'm not asking you to believe anything. I'm showing you how the technology actually operates. You'll see the full back-end authorization and recovery process. As a disclaimer, please note that this is not a guarantee of universal recovery for all cryptocurrencies, a promise that every theft scenario will be reversed, nor is it a centralized custodian that can freeze your funds at will. Every year, billions of dollars in cryptocurrency are lost permanently, not because Bitcoin failed, but because humans did. A wrong click, a leaked seed phrase, a stolen device. For most victims, there is no second chance. With that said, let's get started. The initial step of securing Bitcoin inside the MYIDverified security and recovery layer normally takes about 40 minutes because of Bitcoin's block times. We've condensed that part for practicality. Other cryptocurrencies only take a few minutes for this step. So now, on screen, you're looking at two MYIDverified accounts. The originating account, the victim, the recipient account, the thief. To demonstrate this in real time, I'm using my own personal account as the victim, and a willing participant is a thief. Both are permanent live MYIDverified accounts. At the top center is the backend interface used to communicate with the blockchain that operates MYIDverified, called Claris. This is where recovery requests are submitted and where authorization confirmations appear. The results of those actions are then reflected in the front-end views of MYIDverified accounts. To date, there has never been a successful remote breach of a MYIDverified account. Access requires physical possession of the user's mobile device and login credentials. The victim here is tricked into sending Bitcoin to the scammer, or the attacker gains direct control of the user's device and login credentials, then initiates a transfer. The thief now has the victim's Bitcoin. In traditional Bitcoin custody, this Bitcoin is almost certainly gone forever. But with MYIDverified, something very different happens. Let's get that stolen Bitcoin back to the rightful owner. We'll begin by confirming the transactions in the victim and thief's account and tracing the block history and tracking down that stolen Bitcoin. We want to confirm the account address and of course the amount stolen, which is all in the block history. There is the stolen Bitcoin. and we'll just do some additional checks in the meantime. For the recovery process to begin, the victim would submit a recovery request either online to zbselflinking.com, directly to a judicial node operator, or in person at a ZeroBorder self-linking center. Recovery is not automatic. It requires approval from 4 independent judicial nodes. These nodes do not hold funds. They only authorize asset reassignment when strict recovery criteria are met. You want to just do some more checks before I submit? I'm about to submit the request to freeze and burn the stolen Bitcoin from the thieves account. I just want to make some some additional checks here. This is usually the part of this industry that people don't see. It's the back-end process. You'll notice all the transaction hashes. The chain state. Just double checking, that's the stolen Bitcoin right there. We'll go ahead. Everything looks good. So we'll go ahead and initiate the freeze and burn authorization. Let's go ahead and submit the request. After the request is submitted, watch as the 4 independent judicial nodes evaluate in real time. There we go. Node 1 approved. Node 2 approved. Node 3 approved. Okay, there we go. Node 4 approved. The fraudulent transfer has, at this point, been neutralized. We're going to go ahead and close that submission now. Okay, so at this point, to save time, we'll now submit the asset reassignment to the rightful owner. The freeze and burn submission has already been validated on the blockchain, and the thief's account balance will update shortly. One thing to note is that stolen cryptocurrency, stolen Bitcoin, can only be reassigned back to the originating account. This is done as a security feature. Oh, there you go. If The Thieves account was updated just now, and that stolen Bitcoin is gone. It's been burned from the Thieves account and is now frozen on the blockchain. That transfer has been neutralized. Okay. Now the victim's account balance should be updated shortly. The stolen Bitcoin should soon be back in the originating account, the victim. Should be any second now. Okay, there we go. The thieves or the victim's account was updated. The Bitcoin is now back in the rightful owner's account, on-chain, visible, and complete. This recovery is not possible under traditional Bitcoin custody. That feeling many of you just had watching irreversible assets return is something most crypto loss victims never get to experience. So let's verify what just happened. The attacker's control over the fraudulently gained Bitcoin was terminated. The stolen Bitcoin was reassigned to its rightful owner. All state changes are recorded on-chain. The Bitcoin never left the secured MYID recovery environment. This is recoverable custody in action. It changes what final means at the custody layer. And that changes how individuals, institutions, and governments will think about holding serious value in digital assets. Most people don't think about recovery infrastructure until after they lose assets. By that point, there is usually nothing anyone can do. Systems like this only work if they are in place before something goes wrong. This recovery worked because the Bitcoin remained within the MYIDverified custody layer. Once cryptocurrency leaves this secured environment and reaches an external address outside the system, standard blockchain finality applies. As digital assets mature, irreversible key loss and compromise are already operational liabilities, and the risk continues to grow. MYIDverified architecture is especially relevant for government digital asset custody, asset seizure, and evidence storage, institutional treasury management, exchanges, long-term holders. But there's one more structural problem with traditional crypto wallets. Balances are publicly visible on the blockchain. That transparency creates a targeting surface where high-value addresses can be identified and attacked. In MYIDverified accounts, asset visibility is structured differently. Balances are not publicly exposed, thus reducing the attack surface and limiting high-value targeting. Most people won't pay attention to infrastructure like this until after the first major institutional adoption. That's usually how infrastructure evolves, quietly at first, ignored early, debated heavily, then integrated suddenly and permanently. Every foundational layer of crypto infrastructure followed that pattern. To our knowledge, our team is the first to develop both the technology and the governance infrastructure required to make this type of recoverable digital asset custody possible. We envision MYIDverified to soon become a leading part of the global infrastructure used to secure digital assets. If you want to secure your own digital assets with MYIDverified, registration is open today at zbselfthinking.com or at ZeroBorder Self-Banking Centers preparing to launch late 2026 in select jurisdictions beginning in Singapore. As part of long-term infrastructure development, these centers provide in-person assistance for MYIDverified account onboarding, recovery guidance, and institutional integration. Digital custody is global, but accountability and support often require physical presence. This model strengthens both accessibility and operational integrity. For those who want influence over this infrastructure and understand what governed recoverability means for the future of digital asset custody, participation in the executive governance layer is still relatively early and available. MYID, short for My Identity, powers that layer. It is not required for MYID owners to secure assets inside the recovery framework or use MYIDverified's recovery features. MYID is currently available through Uniswap or during live account setup on zbselfbanking.com. A 2026 BitBar listing is confirmed. The exact listing date will be announced shortly. As this framework integrates with exchanges, custodians, and institutional environments, governance decisions determine how recovery thresholds evolve, how safeguards are calibrated, and how standards are implemented across the network. The decisions of the MYID community shape how recoverable custody functions in practice, not merely observe it. If you found this demonstration valuable, subscribe and enable notifications to be alerted when the follow-up MYID key rotation demonstration showing account recovery without requiring C phrases is released. If you know someone who has lost cryptocurrency or someone responsible for securing significant holdings, share this video with them. If you choose to participate, please review the documentation available on our website, understand the governance model, and evaluate the architecture carefully. Digital assets involve volatility and risk. Market cycles change. Security standards evolve. Our focus is building long-term security infrastructure that can withstand serious scrutiny. Some will wait until this model is widely integrated. Others will help define it. Security improves when knowledge spreads. Thank you for watching.